There is so many things that are useful for finally. We started. And we are ready to partner industry. I'm not very usually have to in every one there's certainly producing that is everything very sweet. Abusing for so not all so not every you have money, but you have to do it.
All right, we'll take the last question from manager. Then we move on.
Thank you very much.
It was funded by one student. Any technology that is for the university and then the money of the university. Usually one um, maybe $1 million on this. One innovation can give you 7,000 students. And when that money is not for the university, it's for the innovators and then it's for the funders. So over there, it was where I was UNLW, that I was saying, every 3 months to move one station to show them what they whatever money that they give to the investors, when it is time to do their tax, that will take that money away. But that money was sent to the investor. So it's a win-win thing for company and then also for the investors. So have the investors process, this one is the not just the that what is it? Violence that that's the like what's it that people that slow society up. And that is what there is in the we believe in which that. So we are really want to show you that when there's a point where we want to come together or meet in such a way that it will be mutually beneficial to the mind of the industry and also to the planet.
All right. All right. So we'll just take one aspect, you also talked about the pet cook before you use increasing the number of bonds in that polymer chain will increase its melt temperature, the temperature to melt it or heat it. It will increase it. And another thing is the bulky side group. So looking at the polystyrene and then the polybutane, the other one. Yeah, looking at those two, you could see that you have a double bond and you have a styrofoam, which is a bulky side group, which means it is going to increase the melt temperature that you need to, when you are coupling it with even the pet cook. So I want to ask about the cost effectiveness, because these two things requires higher temperatures, and higher temperatures means you are increasing the energy usage in the process. So how are you going to also factor that one out to reduce the cost? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. We have our thermoplasts. They have our thermostats. And then we have our plastic. Now, the thermoplasts, like your HEP, but the commonest plants that we have, starting from your PPT, your HEP, your LPP, your PVC, for example, your PPE and your PS. These are all your thermoplasts. And these ones do not require that. Among them, the one that will require a very high temperature, you are going to LPG or PPE, where you need about 260 degrees. The rest of them, you can be between 130 and 160. Okay. If you go to, those are the thermal passes. If you go to the thermostats, thermostats like sockets, and so on and so forth, those ones do not matter. Because you, when you look at the some of them cheap. And I want to see from do not lend themselves together with them because of the what is the bridge that have in them, the other things. So for secondly, not only two that the teaching is not connected to the one thing. When you read them, you need to allow themselves to do that. And that is why for them, you get to them, started, they tell them to come. And chapel to your common in the first book that you mentioned, I was saying that there is traditional way to calcine them. Okay? And when you calcine them, temperatures typically around have no definition. You will end up producing some sort of now in this way. We don't calcine everything. We use the petroleum to raw. So you pulverize, just crush, you grind and pulverize. And then you mix it with your whether it's GDP. Our AGP mentioned that over there they use cutters that you can use to cut. And size that you okay. Another way is to drop them in equipment. That also causes them to become brittle and you can crush the powder. In human, we have only do a heat treatment method for the polymers, all of them. You do heat treatment and you quench it. And then you render them using pulverized. So all you use pulverized to make the to cool. You eliminate that oxidation step. So in terms of energy consumption, it's very low. It's only restricted to how you can get the polymer incorporated in it.
What a wonderful presentation.
That the evaluation among will come to pass.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
So, before I take my seat, I
I
want
want to invite all of you to my Australia or WAIMM here for the third demonstration today. And what is on YouTube? I invite you to don't
to talk to them. So, for this reason, I wish that somebody could step in.
Yeah, you are welcome, Prof. But Yuma chapter have a gift for you. So I'll call the president and then he will come and do the presentation. So Perez.
Our guiding light is Professor James Ransford Dankwa. Yes, please give it up for him. He has mentored us, he has given us ways to improve our chapter. All what you've been seeing is by Prof. In no time, we will be having our presentation, our project presentation. All of it is guided by our patron. He's indeed a wonderful man. He has helped us all the way from year one up to this time. Give it up for him. And on behalf of the whole entire UMAT chapter, we are honored to present this citation to our patron. Yes, our outgoing patron for his appreciation. Thank you.
Perez, you did it again. Thank you very much. Thank you. I know you're always in my office. We talk about so many things and how that level. I am highly appreciative. Thank you. God bless you. And thank you all for listening to my presentation. I want to see you all on the 30th of July, 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. You can be with us. I would like to acknowledge our student athletes who are always mentioning the company they usually have.
Okay, of WhatsApp, if you are here, okay, of WhatsApp.
No representative process. I agree with that. Are you sure? So, Pro having to take his lead, I would like to introduce our co-chair for the day to give us a keynote presentation. But before he takes the stage, let me read his book. Stadium is a dynamic and results-driven mining executive with 45 years of industry experience, including 15 years in senior management roles across multiple international locations. He has been excellent. An MSc in Minerals Exploration from KMUS in Kumasi, a BSc in Geology with Physics from the University of Ghana. This diverse academic foundation reflects a strong blend of technical expertise and managerial capability. I tell you, I tell you, don't be surprised with the level of questions.
Let me continue. Mr. Haber is a mining professional with over a decade
experience in the extractive industry across West Africa. He served as the general manager at Hemingway Resources PLC in Guinea, where he drove operational turnaround and ramped up to commercial operation. Practically show he held he was a general manager of Adams Resources Limited. From May 2020 to August 2022, Mr. Hagan served as the general manager at Solita, a subsidiary of Novo in Burkina Faso, managing mine operations and ensuring performance efficiency. He also served at Novo as Minerals Research Director for 2 years. How we welcome the vice president in charge of operations, at the Scientific Preparation Present Alex Division.
Good morning to everyone. Thank you for being here. I think this forum is something that everyone has to mark on his or her calendar every year to try and participate in. During my era as a student, I never had a privilege like this. As a geoscientist, my first time of seeing a rig was when I got my employment. When I was in the university, I could not finish, or my class could not, because we didn't have access to computers. Far technology has brought us. I will not do any presentation. I will speak, and I'm hoping that you can try to take some notes. And when I'm done, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Mr. Chairman, Professor Ransford Dankwa, he has left, and he has given his seat for me to occupy. So I'm ending up addressing myself. Distinguished colleagues, industry leaders, and partners, rising professionals, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and a privilege to deliver the keynote address at the 6th WAIMM Student Conference 2025 on the theme, Shaping the Level of Young Professionals, Harnessing Technology and Innovation. This topic is not only appropriate and timely, but it's pivotal for the sustainability of the natural resources industry and survival of our human race. I know for the past 2 days, some of you have had the opportunity to participate in some learning and collaboration and mind tours via webinars Excel training, a cocktail event for networking and idea sharing. The mine tour had included the operating mines of Ghana Manganese, Adamus Resources, stakeholders, Goldfields, and Perseus. I would like to reiterate here that consider yourself among the few fortunate professionals who could see all these things within 2-3 days. The appreciation goes to the organizers, sponsors, and all the stakeholders for making this possible. I started by talking about how technology has changed from our time to your time. Where now we use these powerful instruments only for WhatsApp, TikTok, Facebooking, Instagram, and FaceTag, whichever name you add. Our industry has undergone significant transformation from being heavily reliant on manpower to being mechanized and currently semi-autonomous in operation. However, with the accelerated pace in technology like AI and machine learning, climate and environmental concerns, population explosions, quest to replace fast depleting deposits, economic and social factors, the challenge to think beyond traditional models of talent development, planning, and project execution has become very paramount in our sector. What was once a purely mechanical field is now deeply integrated with data, automation, with AI, robotics, digital twins, geospatial mapping, and blockchain technologies already redefining how the sector explore, extract, refine, and restore. And we can testify to this transition. It is estimated by 2030, which is just 4.5 years away from now, over 70% of all roles in the mining and natural resources sectors will require advanced digital skills and competence. For you and for us to stay relevant, the old model of how we think, innovate, and work must align with these technological advancements. This is not a transition, neither a discussion on transformation, but rather a revolution at a seismic proportion. There is no sitting on the fence. We either embrace or fall into oblivion of irrelevance. Today, geologists and surveyors fly drones to map terrains. Engineers automate entire production lines, and environmental teams use IoT to monitor real-time emissions and compliance. What do we need to stay relevant? As I stand here today, my responsibility is not to only highlight the impending challenges, but most importantly, to espouse the steps that industry leaders, partners, academia, and professional bodies have to focus on to ensure that the next generation of professionals are more than technically trained. I'm sure today we saw what academia can do for the industry from the presentation by Prof. They must exhibit appreciable digital competencies and fluency where their technical, creative, and communication skills comfortably synchronize with emerging technologies and data-driven environments. The ability of the young professional to blend engineering with environmental science, finance, climate concerns, sustainability, and ethics will make them stand out as interdisciplinary thinkers poised to take over and impact the desired future of the industry. The zeal to remain a lifelong learner will define any professional's agility to evolve with constant disruption and emerge as purpose-driven leader committed to sustainability, equity, and innovation. This is the new professional archetype, and it is our collective responsibility to nurture it. The demand of the industry has changed, and we are witnessing the rise of powerful tools like AI, machine learning with predictive modeling, automation, and robotics in operations and drilling, digital twins for simulation and training, blockchain digital payments for financial transactions, and ethical sourcing are just a buzzword, but have now become the building block of the future of the workforce. In shaping the next level of professional capacity in West Africa and beyond, I strongly advocate for the onboarding of all stakeholders to the following. Number one, reimagine learning pipelines. Dear colleagues, the industry must proactively partner with academia, research institutions, and technical schools to modernize curricula to integrate real-time industry problems like AI literacy, coding, sustainability frameworks, and systems thinking into education structures. Two, we need to create immersive learning environments through VR stimulations, digital training technologies, and remote labs. We provide high-impact, low-risk learning experiences that prepare professionals for complex field realities before they set foot on site. As I mentioned to you, all my secondary school and university education, I had never even seen a drill rig before. Everything was just theory. So if our education institutions start incorporating these simulations, field tour, and other things, we believe that before you come out from the school, you are already abreast with what the mining industry is expecting from you. Number three, we need to invest in mentorship and innovation hubs. Providing young professionals opportunities to access mentors, role models, and incubators where they can test ideas, build solutions, and challenge legacy thinking is imperative to building an ecosystem with WAIMM as the center, which is doing now. Leadership cannot just hand over the baton. We must run along them for sustainability. At this juncture, I take the opportunity to congratulate UMAT, all the mining companies, sponsors of this wonderful program, especially WAIMM, for providing such a common platform for academia, industry, and professionals to converge in knowledge sharing and advancement. My fourth point, champion inclusive talent development. Integrating diversity and inclusion into the next level of industry leadership must be deliberate to create pathways for women, underrepresented groups, and local communities to rise and strive in this innovation-driven era. Innovation in this revolution and disruptive era is not about replacing people, but it's all about elevating each potential in creating a lasting, collaborative, and collective impact in the industry. I'm sure most of you sitting here, you are asking yourself, now with AI, machine doing most of the mining jobs, automation, what is the future for us? The future for you is to work along with this technology. Be knowledgeable in AI, study AI, study coding, study all the new developments and add it to your core subjects. And that is what will put you ahead of the industry. If you focus only on your technical skills, then somebody with the technology will go ahead of you and you'll be left behind. And we don't want anyone to be left behind. Technology is supposed to make our work easier, to reduce time and effort we put in jobs. It is not supposed to replace us. So don't let technology replace you. In my final submission, I'll conclude. I would like to posit that the shaping of our generation should extend beyond just accessibility to tools. It should encompass incubating and empowering young leaders to lead with vision and accountability. Clearly, technology is not the destination. It should be the lever on which cleaner operations, ethical operations, smarter resource use, and ultimately sustainable development revolve. Technology is to maximize functionality and processes when placed in the hands of visionary young professionals. I started as a geologist, and as an exploration geologist, I became a mine geologist. From there, I transited to become a technical service officer, then moved into operations before I started assuming managerial roles. Your course that you start now should not be the one that should limit you. There are a lot of training that you can learn on the net. Join and take courses. WAIMM is one. We have AWESOME, we have SIM, SAMREC, and all of them, where reports and articles on latest innovations are written. Then there are career development courses. As I stand here, I may have done about 30 of them, which just go to enhance our ability to work. So young professionals, you have the potential. I want to ask you, instead of committing most of your time to social, focus on your knowledge about the industry and the profession you are following. If you're a mechanical engineer, don't forget finance. Don't forget about the environment. Don't forget about IT. This is your time. Embrace technology and advancement. Acquire every necessary knowledge and develop the relevant skills to position you among the next generational achievers. Our future success depends on you and your commitment and determination today. Don't wait for the future. Build the future that you desire to see. To my peers in leadership, this is a time we have to avail ourselves to this young professionals coming. Let us not simply manage talent, Let us shape, invest, and partner to make a long-lasting generational impact. Our legacy should not be defined by the heights that we have attained, but rather the kind of world we leave for the next generation. We have to leave a better world behind. As the Bible says, a good father leaves a good inheritance for his children's children. For the same reason, we in leadership position, we in academia, and we who have the ability to help, let us impact, let us mentor, let us equip, let us train, and develop these young professionals. Together, we will build a resilient generation of professionals equipped to work in the industry. To align the changes in technology and with natural resources. I would like to thank you, and I want to encourage you. There's so many opportunities. This morning we've seen one. We have to pay to get land to dispose of tires. Now somebody has shown us that you can take this same waste and turn it into money. Whatever you are studying, don't rely on the status quo. A lot of new things ahead that has not been discovered, and we depend on you to discover them. Thank you.
Please, we take 2 questions, then we move to our message. If you have any questions, let's say, go ahead and ask. I don't know if you have any question.
Any question?
We are all okay.
We are all we have our networking and our photography session. Success UMA Alliance.
Some video
Let's put our hands together while we call our manager.
do that one. Now you see, but they told me so. Make a one the time. Would have told me so. Make a the time we need so. We need to see you are not able to check for one back. Let me see.
Network and internet.
It's the same. Make what the costume so. Check my. money here. Say we don't need more.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols duly observed. We are UMA. Our parent company is Parenti. The presentation outline will be as follows. We throw a little bit of light on our company history and values. We look at our operations on site and our adaptivity to innovations and technology on site, and then we look at future prospects for prospective students like you we have in the auditorium. We are Parenti, like I earlier on said. We are listed on the Australian stock market. Currently, we are one of the biggest underground mining companies in the world. We operate on 4 current continents in the world. Our purpose is basically to add value to our people, the communities that host us, and our investors and shareholders as well. Basically, in industry, these are the key drivers for investors, and you cannot operate in any mining company without having a host host community. Sorry. So basically, that is our purpose. And underlying this are 5 principles. Basically, you're looking at never wasteful, walking in their shoes, enabling tomorrow, and smarter together. This seems to resonate with the theme for this particular fair, and we find it a privilege to be here and part of this fair as well. Basically, the company originated from Australia way back in 2009 when we started our operations in Subika. We basically mine for our clients, i.e., we are looking at Newmont Ghana Gold and Anglo Gold Ashanti or Boise. Not only do we adapt innovations on site, we also do innovative ways as well. In adapting innovations as well, I'm proud to announce to you that we are one of the first companies in the world or in Africa to adapt innovations in certain aspects of our operations. We are looking at innovating the lives of the Israel, which is the first of its kind in Ghana, not only in Africa. In Africa, we are the second to using the Israel in our operations. Not only the Israel, we also adapt innovations in the field of the rhino. And currently, we are the only country in Africa that uses the rhino in our operations. So like I earlier said, not only do we adapt innovations, we also do innovative ways as well. We are currently one of the earlier companies that have adopted the use of the new cable motor, that is the 421C, in our operations. So we are very, very much aware of the benefits that we derive from innovations. One, it comes with the safety bit of it, and also it improves our efficiency and our productivity as well. I want to run you through the activities that we normally have on site. We are looking at environmental, health, safety, and training. we are very cognizant of the fact that the environment is key to us, not only to this present generation, but to future generations as well. With regards to safety, it is our number one value, and we do cherish safety and do practice safety on site. We appreciate the fact that adding value to our employees is very key to us. It's a key driver for us in the 21st century. In terms of innovation, we are one of the first people to innovate and to adapt the use of the icon blasting technology on site, which is really safer and improves on our productivities, i.e. the safety of our workers is guaranteed in the sense that when it's firing time, nobody is underground, just a click of a button, blasting is done, and then we are on the surface, re-entries are done. It's high speed. We can regulate our ventilation to the required areas that we are blasting. That way, our workers are safer and will live longer after mining. Innovation is really key and a driver in the 21st century. We thought it wise to not only adapt innovation to be innovative on in an innovative way that we've done with regards to adopting to survey in apartment. So on our screen, we shortly will see some photos of the innovative ways that we have adapted. On your screen is the rhino on your left, to my left, sorry, to your right. That is an innovative way of doing a typical raised bore. Conventionally, one will want to drill a pilot hole, go back to the bottom and couple up the reamer, and then start reaming up. By the adaptation of innovative ways of doing rhino, it is pilot reaming as well. The reamer, that will take time. It is safer for your workers. You don't put your workers to the hazards that are associated with mining. And workers are safer, and again, it increases the sense that it is high speed. You are done with your blasting. You do your re-entries that fast. Either to that, you have to fire each one of the first of its kind in Ghana. And for your information, just to reveal this to you, the second of its bit is on its way to the site. Actually, it's on site now. We are commissioning the second ISA-L at our Boise site. That is similar to the Rhino. Typically, it will pilot and ream at the same time as well, both up and down holes. And with these innovative ways of doing business, it is really impacting us, and we are really ripping up the benefits. On my other right is the diesel electric cat loader, and I'm proud to announce that we were the first company in Africa, for that matter, to adapt this cat loader in our operations. That was last year, July 2024. And a new kit on the block, that is the new cable boater 421C. It's just arrived on site, I must say, that was yesterday, and we are doing commissioning. It incorporates the safety of the operation of the whole business. Not only does it increase your productivity, it improves your efficiency as well. It drives away the habit of making the place unsafe for your workers. That way, you are safe working and also increase in productivity and improvement of efficiencies as well. I'll give the floor to the HR manager for Ghana to throw a little bit more light on the prospect for the lives of you, the students. That way, you get to know what we are sitting with, And then after him, the lady among us will do a presentation of a way of adapting innovation in our survey department, where it is really paying much. We are reaping up the benefit, like alluded to by the chairman. Gone were the days when we have to take a lot of time to do a lot of things. By the adaptation of the innovation, we are able to do things quicker and more smarter. So I'll give the floor to Jerry, our HR manager for Ghana, to carry on. Thank you.
Thank you, Bright. Yeah, as already mentioned by the project manager, we are a very proud underground mining company, and we take pride in the people we get, in terms of our human capital. And what we do with regards to young graduates like you is that we have taken a conscious decision to recruit young graduates into our company. We believe that you have much to offer. Okay, so we recruit you guys, develop you, give you exposure so that you grow in the company. Now, we believe in employee development, okay, and we believe that we should have an engaged workforce. Now, if you have an engaged workforce, what makes an engaged workforce? Satisfaction. So we ensure that employee development is key to us. Now, for young graduates like you, we can tell you that UMA is a company for you to come. And you can always apply through the National Service Program. And like I've already stated, we use the National Service Program to get very good graduates like you into fold. So at any time we advertise, and once it comes up, please try and apply because the opportunities are bound for you. Like I've already stated, employee development is key to us. And if you have employees developed very well, it means productivity is very high. And therefore, once you come into our company, you will never regret. We are international and we operate everywhere in the world. We are in North America, we are in Canada, in Africa, we are everywhere. We are in Southern Africa, we are in other parts of West Africa and East Africa as well. And because we take pride in the people we develop, our graduates who have gone ahead to develop these greater skills are sent all over the places. Recent times, we sent people to Canada on our project in Hemlo, and they are working there. We have Ghanaians working in other parts of Africa, in Tanzania, in Botswana, in Mali, in all the places that we work, in Senegal and all the places. So please, the opportunity is there for you to come over. Our recruitment drive is always through the national service. But again, if the opportunities open up and you want to apply, you can apply. The opportunity is there because we want to pick people like you to develop. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm just an
underground mine surveyor working with UMA.
And then in a high-risk environment like ours, we are faced with everyday challenges that actually requires us to produce accurate results within limited time frame. And for me, this one thing I've learned from this experience is that we don't normally need expensive softwares to create solutions, but then with the few free ones available at our disposal, we can actually make a difference. With UMA, we are always given the opportunity to come up with new things and new ideas. We are not thrown under the bus. Whenever you have anything that you want to come up with, you just have to speak to the right people and you get things done. And so for new graduates that are coming out of this school into the corporate world, I would like to entreat all of us that we should actually make use of these free tools and we can make something new. In my department, we've been making use of these tools and we've created quite some new apps that helps us in our operations. And so I think with the right guidance and mentorship, we can make a difference in our world and we can create lasting impacts. Thank you.
So in summary, I would say in choosing one Professor Kumi Boateng, quite remember very well. And I was also once taught about 2 decades ago, the first chairman also taught me in this same university. So we are not different from us. We are not coming from a different planet. We are human as we are. Once upon a time, we started like you. Never underrate yourself. If you join Perenti, you join one of the largest mining company in the world for both surface and underground and building operations. We are a force to reckon with in the industry. We've proven our marks beyond reasonable doubt that globally, we are the #1 when it comes to contract mining. Never make a mistake to join Perenti. Thank you.
Without them, this program wouldn't have been possible. So please, they really deserve some clap.
What training would you give to miners in terms of measures and how you do it?
All right, thank you very much. I think the question is really appropriate. And for the records, I was part of a team of experts that set the blasting standards for Ghana whilst I was a student on this campus way back some years ago, with the likes of Professor Megba and the likes of Professor Kahuli and so. And I must say, with the blasting induced stuff we are talking about, the seismic wave and other stuff, it is inherent in the rock. It depends on the geology of the area you are looking at. So, like if you earlier listened to my presentation, one way of adapting innovation in our blasting system is the fact of that we are adopting the new system of blasting, i.e. the centralized blasting system, where blasting is done on the surface, you evacuate the whole mine, just the click of a button, every initiation is gone off. That way, you don't expose people to danger of fumes and then the congestion you're talking about. So that is an innovative way of us addressing the blasting stuff. Then your second question has to do with I use myself as an example when it comes to parenting. One time as an underground miner, very naive to what for the records, I had a phone call from the HR manager at the time. Just 5 minutes after submitting my MSc thesis, I was working with one of your lecturers. He's a professor now. He's my own classmate. So the training that you avail yourself has to do with one, what you put into the company. You have to be somebody who is willing to go the extra mile, somebody who is ready to lend a hand to the company. It's a win-win situation. We train our people with regards to emergency. Any underground operation or any mining operations that you go to what you call the induction. The induction tells you exactly what you do in case of an emergency. Without going through the induction, you are not allowed to go into any mine operating area, i.e. surface or underground. So we give our people this training, and aside this, we do the mine rescue training. You have to go through mine rescue training, and aside that, we give training to our people with regards to first aid. There are different kind of trainings depending on whatever we need to give the people. These are all tailored, and these are all requirements. These are all statutory requirements that you have to go through Remember, we have to satisfy the requirements of the regulator.
We don't have this that we normally refer to as WAIMM. So all these training are part of the package that you have when you're onboarded. We just don't make you from school. We know you are green.
You are not exposed to mining. You are naive to mining, like in my case. We run you through this series of training before you are exposed to whatever you have to do. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. I wanted to know if your operations are only restricted to mining and survey, or extend to other things like digital and
Thank you very much. We are contractors, like I earlier on alluded to. We have different sections of the operations. We have electrical bits, mechanical bits, mining bits, survey bits, etc., etc. It's rather unfortunate as a group, we are not into geology. We rely on the client to provide us a geological bit. We have our expert power. We know our advantages. So we exploit on that to do that. However, that does not take away the fact that if we so wish to be employing geological engineers, we can start looking at that bit. When we started our operations in Subika, we never had a survey department. Guess what? Now we have a fully fledged survey department that is running our business. So as contractors, we look at where we have our advantages and then we exploit, and currently we don't have geological engineering. Thank you.
Next presentation will have for Brazil. So I would like to call you.
Thank you very much, brother.
I will be very brief, or we are going to be very brief. And we introduce gas bag. I think the team can project the slide for me. And gas bag has been used throughout the mining industries. Our major companies are Goldfields, GMC. We have Anglo Gold as well, Pestos. We have EMP using our products. We have AECI as well using our products. But let me just say that for the past years, we have been part of this program, supporting this program. We've also been supporting the young engineers who are coming up. Some of them are now pursuing their masters in Canada. Some of them are pursuing their masters in law. Some of them are pursuing their masters in medicals. Some of them pursuing their postgraduates in this very institution. So JSA Mining is not only supportive of this program, but it is also supportive of the young engineers who are coming up. So we want you to be aware, if you want to be associated with us in terms of national service, in terms of attachment,
and obviously, because we are contracted to the
principal companies, that is Goldfields, Anglo Gold, GMC, you must apply your attachment through them. Then, of course, we can be able to support you. So once again, I want to thank you and then give the stage to our first female employee, who is a geologist and a mining engineer as well, by name Rocklin. Thank you.
Thank you very much. To begin with, we all know that our industry is changing, whether it's energy, whether it's mining, whether it's oil and gas. And then the natural resource is not just about the minerals within our earth crust or what's beneath our earth crust. It's now increasingly about what's at the fingertips of our next generation, be it digital tools, bold creative ideas, and then data. And then through innovative ideas, JSA has been able to increase blast outcome at reduced cost with considerably less environmental impact. Next slide, please. So today we are going to talk about our industry, who we are, what we do, and some of our benefits. Okay, so what we do. JSA, we are into sales and support services for JSA Ego blast bags and then sleeves. And then the sleeves we provide polythene tubing used to line the drill blast holes, and then in open pit and underground operations. Our gas bags are also applicable in surface and underground mining. And then some of our benefits include eliminating explosive wastage through void or fissure formation during explosives loading application, proper containment of the explosives leading to a more consistent blast, reduced fumes generation and reactions with reactive ground by creating a barrier between the explosive and drilled hole. Next slide, please. So these are some of benefits of JSA include cost reduction, that's less explosives are used. There's also reduction in fly rocks when it comes to safety aspects, reduction in fly rocks, ground vibrations, and then there's also, we also lower cost and then improve production, just as I said. Next slide, please. So these are some of the products, just the JSA blast sleeves. Next slide, please. Yes, and these are some of the companies that use our products that, as my manager said, AECI, Engineers and Planners. We also have PCM and NGMC. Next, please. Yes, we also supply our products to Goldfields, Precious, Anglo Gold, Idiaprim, and NGMC. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So this is what we do. So if you want to see the,
we employ you to apply through, and in my earlier statement, I said LAD, learning years, achievement years, and departing years. We want to assure you that once you are part of us, we will be able to support you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for my name is Cynthia, the student of Human. So from your presentation, I got to learn. So from your presentation, of blasted episode. So I'll let you apply to this mining companies. Are those in Ghana? Because you said the same
Driving Services is an indigenous company.
Thank you very much. It's a product, it's not an equipment. It's just the two products which we show on the slide. We use these two products as you know, once you apply these two products, it saves the company huge sums of. I cannot sort of so it is going to be difficult for me to go to Gulf Coast. We have made huge sums of, savings for the company. Says that what are the benefits is obvious. The benefit is obvious. If you go to Gulf Coast now, you can see it on their boss, the notice boss, the kind of savings we made for them. If you go to Anglo Gold, we are using it. If you go to GMC, we are using it. By these two products. Thank you.
Okay, my name is from Mexico, and I want to that talking about post reduction, effective lasting.
How do you compromise with that? Thank you. Let me
say this. Can somebody read Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 4?
Can someone read Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 4?
Quickly for me. Verse 4.
Verse 4.
Please read aloud. It's the Bible. It's the word of God.
And I have seen how much effort skillful work springs from rivalry between people. This too is futility, a chasing after the wind.
So you
with another person. If you do it the right way,
Thank you so much. Let's put our hands together for just
So for us, okay, to come and play and say, and pick up, play section. All of us.
He will be joined by our sponsors, so our sponsors should be ready. Please kindly join us.
Chapter executive to follow. Chapter executive.
Please, let's all join.
Thank you all.
session. At this point, we will call on all the chapter presidents to give us a brief report of their activities for the 2024-2025 academic calendar. So starting with UMAT Takwa, followed by UMAT Isikado, KNUST Obuasi, KNUST Kumasi, University of Ghana Legon, and then the University of Energy and Natural Resources Sunyani. So if you are all here, kindly come. Perez for UMAT Takwa, we want to hear what you guys have been doing so far for the academic period.
So please, all chapter presidents present here. In the last semester, and this semester, we've done a lot. And I'm very happy to have coordinated all these activities. To all chapter presidents, please be here. They're going to give us their achievements so far since they took office. So, Zahir from UMAT Isikado, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Soyiza Sonoma, President for WAIMM Isikado chapter. And good afternoon, fellow students. So, the WAIMM Isikado chapter is a young and vibrant chapter. It was officially initiated in 2024 during the Aziz Josephine-led administration. With our young and growing numbers, we still aim for all-rounded professionalism for our members by engaging in carefully curated activities. Currently, our total capacity is about 75, comprising of 25 graduates and 50 active members, a rise in about 50% from last year. So taking you through our activities. And from there, we held our seminar and general meeting, in which we were blessed with the presence of Engineer Chris Beth, and then our patron, where they gave us speeches on professionalism. So, because of time, we couldn't hold our webinar. Then fast forward to second semester, we began with a membership drive again, then to our general meeting, that was about 3 weeks ago, in which we have engagement sessions with the new members on the chapter activities and conference engagements. So moving forward, we'll be holding a virtual LinkedIn bootcamp for our members, and we are having interactions with Engineer Kreisbert to bring on our annual drone training session for members and interested persons. And we will conclude our tenure with an outreach program or outreach initiative to a senior high school. We are targeting Ahantaman girls. So with this program, we'll be going there to speak to the girls on STEM and the opportunities within this sector. That's the science, technology, engineering, and the mathematics field. So that pretty much sums our activities. Thank you for the opportunity.
Good afternoon. Still standing on existing protocols. I'm Alexander Ukujuma, the Vice President for WAIMM United Students Chapter. So WAIMM United Students Chapter has really achieved a measurable growth in membership engagements and professional development initiatives during this 2024-2025 academic year or period. So we actually engage in some strategic activities to win a lot of members because reached in terms of membership growth. And upon some of the achievements that we had for this year, the first one includes membership development. So we were able to embark on freshers recruitment initiative during the welcoming of freshers. So being the Engineering Students Association president at UNED, I took the opportunity to work hand in hand with WAIMM as a vice president as well. So we can win a lot of members and also engage them on the need for them to join WAIMM Students Chapter. We also embarked on hostel tours and class tours. Also, we were able to do membership card a career guidance seminar for this year. That was first semester. So we recorded more than 300 members or students who participated in this program. And of course, we were honored to have a lot of guests or industry professionals during this program. And it was one of the outstanding seminars that happened this year. I mean, as far as engineering related programs are concerned. Also, we were able to embark on industrial field tour to Asante Gold Mines with the help of the CEO, Mr. Omare, and also the students coordinator, Mr. Graham. That was just last semester. And we took along 40 members to this trip, and it was, in fact, very beneficial. And then also WAIMM conference, that is WSC conference this year. And also we actually collaborated with the GHI UNED Students Chapter doing a 5 days boot camp on campus to train our students in skill development. And these are a few of the programs that we are looking up to before the tenure of office or before the end of the academic year. So we want to have a general assembly, the first general assembly, to also talk about WAIMM to the entire students populace, because being the engineering president, I've realized that in the next 3 years, WAIMM UNED chapter will be one of the most vibrant and active engineering associations on campus. Because looking at how a lot of people are having the zeal to join WAIMM UNED chapter, my brother, I tell you. So we also look forward to have our leadership transition, that is the handing over. So these are the two programs that we look up to: General Assembly and then leadership transition. So it's an honor to be to be the Vice President of WAIMM UNED chapter, and thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Ernesto Kokwapa. I'm the president for WAIMM KNC chapter. Okay, so I'm going to update you on what we've done so far. So becoming the president, what I wanted to achieve first of all was visibility, because on KNC you have several clubs. Even in engineering, now we have 16 clubs. So to be outstanding and for people to recognize that you are a club on campus, you have to do a lot. So being the chief of staff for the Ghana Engineering Student Association in KNSC, I think during our orientation, I leveraged, and the president of the Ghana Engineering Student Association is also a member of YM. So we're able to have a platform to talk to the students about YM. And I think just talking to the students there, I was on stage and they were taking some cards around for people to just scan and become members. We had over 400 prospective members who were interested to join YM. And out of those 400, we had over 160 registrations. So I think the visibility aspect is also improving, and we are happy about that. So we also had our first general meeting with the students to brief them on some activities that we are going to have as a chapter and all that. And I think it was very, very, very successful. So that's about it. We also had a webinar titled From Student to Professional, Navigating Your Career Path. I think this webinar was very, very interesting. I'm not being biased. I think it was one of the most interesting webinars I've ever joined. It was was hosted by one of our members, Louisa. I think she's in there. And it was very, very, very interesting. So we had over 5 speakers from diverse backgrounds, from petroleum, from mining, and all that, who engaged us during that session. So I also collaborated with the Ghana Engineering Students Association to have a career development seminar, which attracted the CEO of YM. He came and he talked to us. So attracted one industry professional from CSIR from Asia around KNSC campus. That's about it for our first semester activity. So going forward, I want us to have something like a mentorship connect, something that can connect the members of YMKNs directly with industry professionals. So I've talked to Mr. Ome about it. I think it's in the pipeline that we're working on it. So very soon we are going to have this forum where the members can be linked directly with industry professionals for mentorship opportunities and other learning opportunities. And also about the WAC, also about the branded t-shirts, we're also able to do some for our members. I think you can see them in it, right? And also for the executive t-shirts, we've been able to do that, which previously was non-existent. Going forward, we also want to train our students when it comes to these emerging technologies and all that. So I've talked to the lead. We are going to roll out this training series where we are going to train students in Excel and other data analysis courses. So it's still in the pipeline, it's under development. So very soon you guys will see it around KNSC campus. So and we also came for this WAC 2025. I think we have over 35 registered members here. So that's what we've been able to do with our chapter so far. Thank you very much, everybody.
And my first aim was to broadcast YAIMM in Obuasi campus because people didn't know what YAIMM was. They don't even know what it entails or something like that. But we had former presidents or executives before us. And so we started with this class call to engage students from various engineering courses and environmental science courses also, because we don't offer a lot of courses on our campus. And I believe we did a very great job because after 2 weeks of going to those classes and everything, speaking to them, trying to convince them, because it's a new campus, it's not really new, but then it's a new campus coming up. People don't really know why they have to join YAIMM and all this kind of stuff. So we spoke to them. And after 2 weeks, we were able to get 200 members willingly. They willingly joined YAIMM. Yes. And then, thank you very much. And then we moved on from there to actually let them know they have to be YM members. They have to get membership cards to verify that yes, we are YM members. They can sell themselves out or something like that. And with that also, we had 60 plus members. Not, I think, let's see, maximum was 65 members who actually applied to be members of YAIMM. from Obuasi campus, and that was a great achievement also. And yes, we after that we had our first seminar. We had our first seminar on campus hosted by myself and my executives, who unfortunately some didn't make it actually. And we had about six engineers joining us, some from AG or Boise, some from Goldfields and the likes. And they really helped us. It was on the topic navigating our career path. And we learned a lot. We networked with them also. I'm getting feedback from some of my students that after the seminar, the numbers they took from the engineers and other staff has also helped them in a long way. Some speak to them, they just guide them day in, day out, the problems they are facing as students or something like that. And that has really helped some of my students also. Right now, our plan for this semester was supposed to have a workshop. We wanted to have a seminar also because we don't really want to rush things. We are growing, we are thriving. So we wanted to have a seminar, but for the workshop, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to come on. But the seminar is in process. So we believe that by the end of this academic year, we'll have our seminar. Thank you.
My name is Perez Hezron Esidu Adabanka, the president of the WAIMM UMAT chapter. I will brief you on the updates and the statistics of the 2024-2025 administration, what we've done so far. Okay, so we started the semester with our first general meeting where we discussed the semester agenda and engaged active participation among students. And for young professionals like us to be equipped and be prepared for the industry, they have to get more knowledge. So we came up with new infographics, which we call WAIMM Interesting Facts. So in the interesting facts, we do short researches in the industry, petroleum, mining, metallurgy, across all the engineering fields for the students to know what it entails, current problems, updates, and new innovations being implemented in the industry. So we came up with this interesting fact. Students read to get updated of the trends going on in the industry. We also came up with the WAIMM commodity updates. As engineers, for instance, mining engineers, what drives us the most is our commodity prices. So in order to get our members updates on the commodity prices, we came up with commodity updates to always update our students with these facts. Also, we embarked on an online webinar with Mr. Kwejo, the General Manager for Adamus, on the theme Staying Relevant as a Young Professional in the Natural Resource Industry. Yes, and the webinar hosted 5 professionals spreading across the mining, research, and petroleum industries. And we embarked on our career development seminar with the theme Shaping Tomorrow's Industry Pioneers in the extraction industry. So in this seminar, we had Mr. Azano from Engineers and Planners. He gave us keynotes and really impactful skills that we, the students, should develop in order to make our career path successful. Also, in order to get students to know what WAIMM does on campus, we we celebrated YM Day, whereby we all put on our YM cares, YM t-shirts to drive publicity around campus for students to get to know about YM. So we had photography session, and of certificates and membership. Also, we have an upcoming drone training coming up next month to give the skills about surveying, geological mapping to our geological students for them to be equipped with this knowledge before they jump to the industry. And also we had an online Excel training just recently, WSC 25, and overall, YM Maths chapter has really worked hard to drive innovations among the chapter. So currently, we are working on a project called Carbon Footprints to monitor the carbon emissions that goes on around our environment and how we can implement solutions to them. Thank you.
Actually, did a webinar and then a seminar. So our team was Earth Hidden Treasures, the science of minerals, energy, and sustainability. And the 400s were quite busy, so we had a host to be Nidromo, and he's here. He's in 200. He did a very good job. And we also did the seminar, and our theme was level up your life. Essential to thrive as a young professional. So yeah, that is basically what we did this academic year for UG.
So I have worked as student leader, university leader, and the leader. That's the part. Please guys, please Thank you. Yes. Manipulation from characters. As part of the transformation we wanted the petroleum students to also have the opportunity to visit exactly because the worry and the second approach to mind it's an approach to mind. Where will we also have the opportunity to go to the petroleum side? But yesterday, say
Thank you very much.
So I'm here to introduce the keynote speaker. Without much ado, he is an accomplished manager of experience
across West Africa, including Ghana, Burkina Faso, and Cote d'Ivoire. He holds an MSc in Mining Engineering from the University of Mines and Technology, a mine manager certificate from the Minerals Commission of Ghana, a leadership certificate from Stellenbosch University. He also held key leadership roles in major mining companies such as Anglo Ashanti, Goldfields Tapa, and other mining companies. He currently serves as the General Manager of Adamos Resources Limited, where he oversees operations with a strong emphasis on safety, efficiency, and strategic growth. A fellow of the Australian Institute of Mining and Metallurgy, that's AUSM, he is also a respected industry mentor and speaker, actively involved in professional development and mining conferences across the region. Without much ado, and our hands together, let's welcome our next keynote speaker, Kojo Opoku Ansa. Thank you.
Please, we can do better. We can do better.
Thank you very much. Very glad to be associated with. Who have sponsored this program and made this possible. The Executive Secretary of WAIMM, the other executive members of WAIMM, and all of you students who have gathered here. Thank you very much. I'm so much elated to be part of the program. The assignment given me was to add to the earlier keynote address that has been given. Obviously, in keynote address, you are re-emphasizing the main theme for the program and inciting discussion on this particular theme. The theme is shaping the next level of professionals in the natural resources industry. It's harnessing technology and innovation for a sustainable future. I'm not here to teach about technology, I'm not a computer scientist.
current evolving landscape of the natural resources industry, the impacts of technology, and the frontier technology preparedness. Then we look at the emerging professional. I guess the reason why you are here, what are you supposed to be doing? Talk about possible challenges and then a conclusion. So the natural resources industry basically deals with harnessing natural resources, extracting natural resources, and managing these natural resources for the benefit of economies, for the benefit of human use. And we have quite a spread of them. It's important to understand that we have quite a spread of them so that we are not biased to things related to mining. So we have the renewable resources industries that deals with forestry, timber, and wood-based products. We have agriculture, livestock, aquaculture, and we have the fishing. These days we call it the blue economy. We have non-renewable resources industries. We have mainly the extractive industries where most of us belong. The mining of gold, bauxite, diamonds, and what have you. Obviously, we have the oil and gas, which has to do with exploration, drilling, refining, and transport. The coal extraction as well, and for the use of energy generation. Then under energy utilities, we have hydropower, using water flow for electricity. Then we have the geothermal and wind energy as well. The mention can also be made of mention can also be made of the geothermal and wind energy. Geothermal and wind energy, harvesting natural forces for power. Then we have water and land resource management, dealing with water utilities, and looking at the supply, purification, and infrastructure of water systems, and where irrigation also play a very important role. Then we have fertilizers and soil services, and then talking about land reclamation and the restoration of usable land. So quite a vast industry when it comes to natural resources. Traditionally, what has characterized this industry? Traditionally, there has been one that was said manual and labor-intensive operation, where you need a lot of people to be involved. A lot of people were done manually with primitive tools and equipment. A lot of people involved. Then there was also the issue of resource abundance mindset. That at the point people thought those that who thought that this thing was there always. We can do everything that we want to do with it and it will continue to be there. But you and I know that the resource is not renewable. The goal but this mindset was there. So there was nothing to talk about when it comes to preservation, when it comes to activities that will sustain the process of the extraction. There was also minimal regulation, very minimal environmental regulation, traditional practices. But today, you can't just get up and go digging. Those who are doing that, we know the name we call that
There are regulatory protocols that we need to follow. And all of this is geared towards sustainability. The industry was also characterized by export-oriented economies. And it's sad to say that we all fighting with this as a country and as people of Saudi around descent. And we are not adding value. We take the resources and then export. And so we are not driving the major benefit that we have from this industry. Leaders to the industry are also encouraged by efforts. There wasn't data what is in the future, but it was captured manually on sheet of it. But sometimes the reality maintenance, you have to run equipment, run tools control before we think about working on them or replacing them. Moving from generation to generation was more of active skills transfer, where you have to physically watch somebody do it and then you learn from it. So that was how the industry was characterized. However, there is now an evolving landscape when you take a critical look at the natural resources industry. There's now a smart way of doing things and with the use of AI integration. Mention can be made of the use of robotics, Internet of Things. Internet of Things basically trying to connect physical devices, a number of physical devices together. For example, in your home, you should be able to use one remote to operate all the gadgets in your home. So that is Internet of Things. You have virtual reality, you have augmented reality. Virtual reality is basically taking you away from the real and then bringing you to virtual, where we have simulators, and all these have been used to train and to have a feel away from the real sense. We have also augmented reality, where you superimpose digital information on real spaces. For example, if you want to redesign this room, we can take pictures, take measurements of this room, and use augmented reality to put in information, to put in what we want to be able to redesign this room. One of the evolving landscape of our industry is also decarbonization and ESG pressures. Decarbonization. Because of global warming, there is a push to ensure that we limit carbon emission. Carbon emission. If you look at the SDG goal 13, it's talking about climate action. And in 2015, there was this Paris Agreement where member countries agreed that we need to hold on with the temperature of the globe to below 2 degrees. We need to ensure that the temperature of the globe is below 2 degrees. And this was very, very important to ensure that we do not enter into adverse, irreversible climatic challenges. Now we are this is the evolving landscape of
Now we're talking about critical minerals and supply chain shifts. Critical minerals. With the advent of electronic vehicles, critical minerals have become very important. We have these minerals in our phones, we have them on our solar panels, semiconductors, and what have you. And so there is a push towards critical minerals. There is also climate resilient agriculture and forestry. What can we do so that we can have all year round planting and harvesting instead of being dependent on the weather? This is the push that we are seeing on the natural resources industry. There is a call to ensure that we are able to preserve water and have water in abundance. So water scarcity and management innovation is also an issue on our hands. We're talking about ensuring that there is efficient irrigation systems. There's a talk about ecosystem valuation, how to economize our ecosystem. Okay, to the extent that if you have the capacity to reduce carbon emission, then this can be accrued to you as carbon credits. These days, when you go to the market for investment, one of the criteria is your ESG criteria and what you are doing to reduce carbon emission. So dear students, this is the evolving landscape of the natural resources industry. And the question is, what is the impact of technology? What is the impact of technology? You know that in the type of industry that we find ourselves, time is of the essence. In fact, I think it's every industry. Time is money, they say. So if you have repetitive tasks, what systems can you put in place so that they can be automated? So automation is the order of the day. You want to ensure that repetitive tasks are automated. And when they're automated, you don't need plenty people to do that thing. Okay? The automation arrangement using algorithms will then help you to ensure that there is automation. Now we have driverless dump trucks. Dump trucks that are moving, they have just used algorithms. They can use the ramps. They know where to park because everything has been fed into the system. And this is driving our industry. The impacts of technology can never be overemphasized. Real-time data management. We're talking about data analytics. Given that things are moving very fast, a lot of data is therefore generated. So how are you going to manage this data and derive meaning from it and use it for decision making? So the ability to handle data is a very important skill that we need to develop as professionals, upcoming professionals in the industry. We have drones and remote sensing, where we are leveraging on high precision site surveys and monitoring. Especially when you come to the mining field, one of the tedious tasks that used to happen, especially in surface mines, were pickups, to be able to generate your DTMs. But now drones are doing it in seconds.
So if you are an industry player, if you are a student, if you are a professional, and you are not
getting yourself acquainted with how these things are used, very soon you are going to be left out. I've talked about remote operations. Now there is what we call the digital twin.
which is just a digital model of an existing setup, so that if your plant is running, you have a digital twin of the plant, and therefore you can control the running of the plant from that piece of system. This is how technology is impacting our industry today. Now the question is, how are we prepared for this frontier technology that I mentioned? Those robotics and all of these things, they are called frontier technologies. And how is the world prepared to invest, to adopt it, and to use it to the world's advantage, to the growth of economies of the world? And there are very, very startling statistics that I look out and I want to share. That we understand that the frontier tech markets, this AI, robotics, and all what have you, are now valued at some $350 billion. And this is projected by the end of 2025 to reach $3.2 trillion. So this is where money is moving to. So if you say you want to be rich when you finish school and you want to be working and things like that, you want to get the money, this is where money is moving to. For us to ensure sustainability of our globe, we need to take active interest in technology. It is said that out of the 169 SDG targets, about 103 can be directly influenced by digital technologies. You know, we have 17 SDG goals, and under each of them, we have targets that are supposed to be achieved. And the targets together are 169. Out of that, 103 are influenced by digital technologies. So Africa and sub-Saharan Africa will be left behind if we don't catch up with issues of technology. Sadly, the private sector accounts for over 66% of global research and development spending and initiatives. And so what it means is that we are not seeing our governments and our economies investing into research and development so much, investing into tech, into the tech space so much. But what is happening is already happening in the private sector. And we need to continue to encourage governments to be able to do this. In 2014, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, they did a research. This is about countries that have come together to look for economic growth and to be able to share experiences. They are saying that over 3,500 researchers per million inhabitants are found in the developed countries. We have 3,500 researchers per 1 million of people. While in the low-income countries, we have fewer than 70. In the low-income countries, for every million inhabitants, you're only 70 researchers. We also have UNCTAD also warns. UNCTAD warns that the frontier technologies could widen existing inequalities if not managed inclusively. So if sub-Saharan Africa does not take advantage of the frontier technologies, what it means is that the poverty gap will continue to widen. And that is why it behoves on you as students, professionals in this industry, to embrace technology and see how we can push it within what is in our control. If you look at the statistics that I've shared over there, you are seeing that when you run the rank in frontier technologies, a number of things were considered. There was finance ranking, how technology is influencing finances. There was a rank on industry, rank on research and development, skills ranking, ICT ranking, movement. And in 2024, we realized that the first 10 countries
that
that
are
are
pushing
pushing
the
the
frontier
frontier
heads. Most of them are European countries, apart from maybe the US, Korea, and Singapore.
Most of them are all the European countries. Then we have below over there also the BRICS countries. We only have South Africa that we can associate with. But between the 21st and 11th position, these are not African countries. Which means that if we do not engage, if we do not partake actively in the frontier technologies, we are simply going to be left behind. Now, what is expected of you as an emerging professional? What is expected of you? You need to be able to develop the skill that is required for you to take advantage of these frontier technologies. It's all about gaining knowledge, thinking critically, and being able to adapt. You need to be able to master the basis of whatever field that you find yourself in. Whether you are doing mining, whether you are doing mineral processing, whether you are doing environment, whatever. You need to be able to master the basis, understand the core principles, first of all, of what you are doing. You need to have a fair idea of the basis of what you are doing. For example, if you are a geologist, then you need to understand the formation even of these minerals and what lends itself, what physical things lend itself to this formation. Certain basis you need to get. Okay, maybe you can just go and Google and say what are the bases of this field, and ensure that you have a grasp of the basis of whatever field that you are into at the moment. Then, as an emerging professional, you need to build digital confidence, learn how digital systems, sensors, and software operate. Very, very important. And I'll be saying at the end of my presentation that
you don't have to ignore technology. Don't ignore it.
People say don't fear it, but I say no, I don't think now people fear it, especially for your generation. But you don't have to ignore. When you hear about something, you need to be inquisitive and look for it and learn about it. You need to be data driven, have data driven skills. You want to be able to put data together, you want to be able to make data concise and meaningful. It's all about what people make with the data. That makes the difference. You will see the glass as half empty and somebody sees it as half full. And that makes a lot of difference. You need to think innovatively. Think innovatively. So what are the challenges? What are the challenges and what improvements can be suggested? Factors of sustainability. Because this end, you are not the only person who are going to stay
stay on this earth. Our fathers and grandfathers have been also to remember that this earth has been over. We also pass it on in a state that can be handled by our own generation. And collaborate effectively. They don't come and so people who will not
gatherings, they want to be at their corner.
this corner. So you have to be part of everything that is happening. You need to be able to discuss. You need to be able to engage. You need to be able to argue your point out. If you want serious, I think this thing is running through all the opportunities. You need to follow them and then ask questions and then raise what is that you don't know.
Don't walk every day knowing that there's this thing you don't know, and you are still walking, you know that you don't know. Get to know that thing. Get to know that thing. Then you need to volunteer for new tasks. Volunteer. 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 You have finished school and you haven't landed any job yet. You can volunteer to do something. You can say that, well, you are not looking for money to be paid. You just want to gain experience. Volunteer to do something. Participate in new pilot tools. Test new digital processes and monitoring systems.
Connect with mentors.
This is so key. I'm not sure why the student chapter
there is a system of mentorship
program that has been instituted. I see that happen at Oxim, and it's a very good initiative that we need to embrace if we are not already there, where we are deliberately mapping students with mentors in the industry, academia, so that they are helped along
the professional choices that you have to make as you grow. Upskill yourself continuously. This cannot be overemphasized.
You can target and say that every month you want to learn one thing. Just every month. Every month you want to learn one thing that adds up to the knowledge base. So there are a lot of things that are not going to be taught in your lecture notes. A lot of things are not going to be taught in your lecture notes. But information abounds online. We need to take advantage. We need to reduce the entertainment task, of using internet for and upskill knowledge with the advantage that we have. Attend webinars and workshops like this. Presence here is so key. The last time I was a panel at the SHEC conference. The SHEC is Safety Practitioner Conference. And I met a guy who is a tutor in a secondary school.
I think that he has fled the city. And he just looking for opportunities to be in the mind
laboratory and see how to bring out that learning and from it. And because of that, and don't take this conference for granted at all. The time you here, we should have added to you in many respects. Of course, you joining WAIMM speaks volumes, but you want to have that professional recognition and you want to speak with like-minded people and peers so that you can grow in the profession that you find yourself. Are there possible challenges? Are there possible challenges why we are not embracing or why we are not able to take
over this and said that I think that this is now a thing of the past. Unless maybe you are going to the rural areas, typical rural areas, or you are traveling in between towns. Other than that, connectivity now abounds. The data says that 70% internet penetration rate in Ghana. Ghana has 70% internet penetration rate. What it means is that if you take any 10 people, 7 out of them have access to internet. I'm aware that even in this school and most universities, you only pay a token and you have access to internet. I'm sure everybody in this room has a phone. I don't know who you meet now who doesn't have a phone. So we are not so much beset with infrastructure and connectivity challenges. And so we should be able to move on, embrace tech and take full advantage of it. Do you have challenges with our educational system? I don't see that much. Maybe with your questions we will explore whether there are issues like that. We have computer science courses. When you are given assignments, you are expected to print them and things like that. At time we had to write them. And this is not so far away from, this is not that distant past. We used to write them until, typing and all of that. Then you have to now present everything, stipulate nicely, cover page and all of that. You are predisposed to ensuring that you are using technology in your studies, in your assignments, and all of that. Are there challenges with economic and policy of our nation? I went to see a few policies that have been crafted by Ghana in the bid to taking advantage of technology. And a number of them. You have Ghana Digital Economy Policy and Strategy. You have ICT Facilitated Development Policy. You have Cyber Security Act 2020. You have Data Protection Act. You have Electronic Transaction Act. You have National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Programs. So, countries, governments, even in Sub-Saharan Africa, are moving towards ensuring that their people are also ready when it comes to technology. And so we need to look at these policies that exist and see where we can take advantage of. Do you have challenges with innovation and ecosystems? There is this Ghana Hubs Network, which is an umbrella body for coordinating tech hubs worldwide. And what they do is to, collaborate, support startups, help talent development, and networking in the tech space. These are all things that you can take advantage of. And that's a challenge and a setback, limiting your ability to take advantage of the frontier technologies. It matters so much for you. It matters because your value is then increased, your value is enhanced, and you become an indispensable asset to your company. I always say that people who stay at jobs and say that my boss has not trained me, they have not taken me to here, they have not promoted me. I don't sympathize with them at all, excuse me. I don't sympathize with them. I believe that your destiny is in your own hands. So as you grow up, as you finish your education and enter into the job market, make a decision to add value to yourself. Okay? If you add value to yourself, you say to your boss that you are leaving for another position and they will have to beg you and they're asking you how much should they ask your salary and all that. All because you have prepared yourself. You are not waiting for the system to train you. You have trained yourself. And the opportunities are taking advantage of tech is so important because then your career advancement is enhanced. You have opened doors to promotions, assignments, leadership roles. The colleagues that I finished school with, who were tech savvy, landed jobs earlier, far earlier than some of us, and you saw them growing in where they work, all because of adding technology. The ability to be able to fidget our fingers to the main or the core studies that they were doing. You don't have to study computer science before. Once you are doing engineering, you need to learn how to code, for example. And all of them facilitate the work that you do. Then your future, you have a future-proof opportunities, job opportunities available, and you are making
positive impact in the community and wherever you find yourself. In conclusion, I want to say that your future is shaped by you. Okay? You are on top. You are in full control of your future. The next generation of natural resource professionals is defined by those who combine hands-on experience with smart thinking and new technology. Of course, you need to respect traditional skills and you build on them. That is why I talk about understanding the basis in whatever field that you find yourself. You need to embrace technology. You don't fear it. No, you don't ignore it. Okay? You don't ignore it. You need to stay curious and continuously you need to learn. Utilize technology for smarter, safer, and more sustainable work. Take pride in contributing to economies and fostering continuous improvements. I leave with a quote from Peter Drucker, who said the best way to predict the future is to create it. Create the future that you want. Okay, that's the best way. Malcolm X also said the future belongs to those who prepare for it today. So that is what I leave for you. I want to thank you very much for your attention. And I believe that you have been challenged to go to the next step as far as leveraging on technology as professionals in the natural resources industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Indeed, the future belongs to the kids. We give chance to people. We have any question. Please go on. All right. Very good.
I want to ask a question on the mentorship. So, what steps can I take